All right, the next one we're going to look at is object index. So object index is really nice if you want to be able to create a repeatable pattern. So something that you can have certain objects have certain materials or colors on them. So let's say, for example, instead of having be all random, we wanted to have like every other one be red or every other one be blue. That's where object index comes in handy. So normally if we just plug in the object index into the base color, it's going to have two colors. So if you go under object properties over on the right hand side, there's something called pass index. It's under relations. And what you're going to see is 0 is black, 1 is white, because it's basically from 0 to 1. That's the only way it can go, is from 0 to 1. So if you want to be able to add some colors into it, let's say we dropped in a color ramp into it, okay? What's going to happen is that let's say we only have 0 to 1. It's not showing these two middle colors, and that's because it can only go 0 to 1. You try to go a higher number, it doesn't do anything. So by putting 0 to 1, you're going to be able to have blue and green. Now if you want to be able to get the additional colors in there, you're going to have to add in what's called a math node. So a math node, you drop this in here. Okay, we're going to use divide. Now I've got it divide by 3. Now whatever number of colors you have, you just remove one. So like if you had 3 colors, you divide by 2. If you have 4 colors, you divide by 3, and so on, because you want it to be divided out, because you have a 0, which isn't going to be anything, so the lack of any color, and then between all the other numbers from 0.1 all the way up to 1, you're going to have 3 other colors, so you divide by 3. So what that does is now 0 is blue, 1 is red, 2 is pink, 3 is green. So that gives you the different variation. Now what you can do is you can select which ones you want. So let's say that we want this one to be pink. Let's say we also want this one to be pink. We want this one to be, oops, did the same one. So we want this one to be pink. We change this one to be green. This one to blue, which is 0. And we'll do 0 on this one for blue. So if you want to do something like that, you can. And so that's where object index comes in handy, because you can do it for that way. Now the next one is material index. Now material index is basically the same thing. I'm not going to go through and actually show you material index because I don't have the material built right at the moment. But basically you would do the same thing with the material. You would have multiple materials listed. You'd have each one of them saved and named for the material. And then you would go in and you'd be able to do the same thing. The only difference is that under the material tab, you'd be able to do the same thing and add in what the different material names are. So you could do the indexing for the material on there as well. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you can use the material the same way we just did the object index. Now the last one here that we're going to look at is random. So I'm going to use this color ramp that's got a bunch of different colors in it. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and I'm going to plug this in. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to randomize the colors. Anything on here, it's going to go ahead and randomize. The cool part about this is that now when I add in additional objects, it's going to also randomize them. So no matter how many times I duplicate it, it's just going to keep randomizing, and it's going to take any shade from orange all the way up to this red. Anything in between here it'll take. So you'll see variations of colors. This is a really cool way, especially if you want to do something, to be able to put some variety to color to it. So hopefully this makes sense. That gives you an overview of what object info does. Random works with not only colors but also scale and other things as well. So hopefully that I'll be helpful, and this is one that's definitely worth looking at, so definitely start using this one if you haven't already. I definitely am going to be using it a lot more after doing some more in-depth research into it. There's a lot of things it can do, and make sure you follow me, like the video, share it, and stay tuned for my next ones.